What's up, what's happening with you the time? Now, academic, like I say, academics, big OVO in the chat. But he reacts to Joe Budden's conversation about Rick Ross's album sales and blames Drake over it. Now, of course, there's Drake and Rick Ross's beef. Can niggas, I've seen videos of niggas trying to really break down this beef. I don't understand why these niggas are still beefing, but hey, they are. It is what it is. But anyways, because Drake and French is cool now, so I don't. Anyways, let's just get into it because Rick, you was doing all that little beef to promote this little album and it didn't go your way. But anyways,
going against him, we're realizing in real time that maybe they needed him, and it's okay to just say. Truth be told, we're kind of realizing that all these rappers needed him. Facts. It's okay to say it. Nah, listen, man. All right. The JBP, they got egg on their face. They can't give it up straight no more. Come over here to your big act got y'all. Yo, listen up, rappers. Rappers. All y'all listen up. Let me tell y'all this. Y'all see how LeBron just went to Philly? Half of basketball fans went to Philly, nigga. Because LeBron is LeBron. Like, LeBron got fans in every city. There's people that just like Bron. He could play for a goddamn WNBA team. When y'all dissed Drake, erase 80% of your fan base. And I do mean that. Because the people who love...
DJ Akademiks had a harsh assessment for Rick Ross after his album debuted outside the top 20 of the Billboard 200. And to be fair, and no shade to Rick Ross, is like, see, Rick Ross is not peak Rick Ross. Even though Rick Ross can still rap great, I'm not going to take that away from him. It was just like, was I expecting this nigga to have a top album? And again, I haven't got my way fully through the review yet of listening to the album. But from the songs I've heard, it's calm. Like, it's calm. I'm not gonna lie to you, it is calm. Like, it's not bad. But I wasn't blown away, especially from some of his past efforts. Now, again, it's a different time and shit like that. But even still. DJ Akademiks is firm on all matters about Drake. If an artist does Drake wrong, you can be sure that Akademiks is going to talk about it. You can also be sure that he will highlight those wrongdoings when the offending artist suffers from a bout of poor album sales. This is exactly what happened to Rick Ross, who infamously joined the 20v1 against Drake back in 2024. I can't believe it's been 2 years. It feels like that shit was just yesterday, bro. That's time going. Anyways, with his new album set in stone, Rick Ross was unable to make the Billboard's 200's top 20. The album sales were lackluster, and this has led to some debates about what happened. On the Joe Budden podcast, the former rapper suggested that Gamma isn't doing a good job of marketing artists. However, DJ Akademiks sees it differently. He believes this is related to Drake. Drake is the king of this hip-hop shit. I disagree there. Not to say Drake's not hip-hop. I feel like that nigga's for the world. Me personally. Yes, you could say he's a rapper, a hip-hop artist mostly. I just feel like that nigga is just, it's just Drake. Like, that nigga's just everywhere. But again, regardless. And respectfully, everybody who was going against him were realizing in real time that maybe they needed him. Akademiks. Kendrick don't need that nigga. Like, again, this is where sometimes not that Ak is wrong. He's not, but like, the primary nigga that went against him, he don't need him, in my opinion. To do good sales, he don't need that nigga. Even J. Cole. J. Cole won't get the sales. But other niggas, yes, they need him. Ak thinks that the Drake beef had fans choosing. Yeah, but we not going, even when Ross and me dropped that collab album, it didn't really go like that. And no shade to Drake. I don't think a Drake feature would have saved the sales of this project. But again, now back in the day, yes. Now, no. I'm sorry. Because I feel like music consumption has changed. But anyways. With the vast majority siding with Drake. We're not going to do that. Anyways. As the biggest artist in the game, he had the luxury of the majority siding with his art over others. If people had to choose, they were clearly going to the Canadian megastore. You know what's crazy about the States though? The fact that one of the biggest rappers is not even from the States, bro, it says something. First of all, music is universal. At the same time, put some respect on Canada, nigga. I'm sorry, y'all. Anyways, when y'all diss Drake, erase 80% of your fan base. Okay, we're not gonna do that. Rick Ross was going hard back then. I remember that shit. Rick Ross was going hard. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna say every hit was because of Drake. I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, because Rick Ross can actually rap. He has some great songs. I ain't gonna do that. And I do mean that because the people who love Ross, they love Drake more. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. It's an interesting analysis, although it is important to remember that everybody's sales are down. It is becoming more and more difficult for artists to retain attention. As a result, these kinds of sales figures are happening more often. That said, one has to wonder where Ross would be without Drake during the beef. Now, let's get more into what Joe Budden said. He basically said, because Rick Ross is on Gamma now, which also I don't understand the whole Maybach music if he owns that. Anyways, said Gamma didn't really promote this project. And yes, that could be the thing, because I feel like it was only Ross really talking about it and promoting it, to be fair. But also is like people really checking for Ross. I'm not saying his fan base is, but like a lot of the time when you want to have the big numbers, you also got to get the casuals and newer folks in there, and it might have to be a conversation. Does Ross appeal to the newer generation of kids? He might not, and that might be the conversation we do have to have. It might be, you know what I'm saying? Not to say the older generation doesn't have streaming power. They have more money to buy things compared to the younger kids, but even still, there wasn't a lot of talk about it as well. So I just feel like, yeah, people wasn't really fucking with it. You could say some of it is just some blind loyalty to Drake and their team Drake. Anybody that goes against Drake, we not going to listen to your project. Sure, some of that can be in there, but I just really don't feel like any of the songs really did anything. They didn't go anywhere. Again, I haven't fully finished the album. I'll probably get through it and I'm like, oh, these songs I fuck with, this, that, and the third. But from what I've heard so far, yeah, it was calm. It was cool. Like, it wasn't anything I was just like, wow, I was amazed. And usually with a Rick Ross project, he gonna give you a couple songs that's like, damn, this shit is good. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, again, we shall see. But anyways, what is your perspective? You agree with Ak and feel like, hey, the niggas who chose Drake's side, like, you know, so if you were not on Drake's side, like, hey, it's over with for you, or you just feel like, hey, this album just wasn't it, and Officer Ricky gonna have to go back to the drawing board. But yeah, that's really all I gotta say on this topic. What do y'all think about it? You already know what it is. It's your friendly neighborhood K.A. Like, subscribe, hype. You know, I'm gonna keep doing my thing, and yeah, I'm gone. Shalom, Zoom, peace, out, L's gang. Aye.